Hello everybody, Rob Gardner at DFS Today on Twitter here. You can also reach us on Twitter at our team site at FantasyDegens, talking to you about our beginner level access. And if you saw the first video on our free user access, our free users get access to our overall ratings and our community interaction. But now we get to the next level. If you want to pay $9.99 a month, you get access to all sports, and that gets you access to our dashboard. So I'm going to take you through our dashboard right now. And I'm going to look at the PGA one here for an example. And so let me just walk you through a little bit what's going on here. We'll start with the actual dash area here. So here we have Ricky Fowler showing up across the top. You can see his salary for all the sites that there's relevant salary data for. Obviously, Yahoo doesn't cover golf, so we don't have a Yahoo thing up here. But for example, if you were playing MLS soccer, you'd see DraftKings and Yahoo up here. You wouldn't see FanDuel and Fantasy Draft because they don't have MLS soccer on their slate. So your salary information comes across the top. Your golfers listed here. There's a Vibe rating here. Now what our Vibe does is it basically goes out and it scours tweets and it scours articles for picks, and it determines a popularity rating based off of what it pulls in. The higher the score, the more popular the play is expected to be. So if you see a play that's 4 or 5 stars, that's a very chalky play versus some of the plays down here that are much lower. When you get down to like William McGirt, only 1 star, he makes for a big contrarian play. This is obviously super important when it comes to fantasy sports, as it helps you to get an idea of where you can separate from the field and get contrarian. Then we have our core 4. We have a core 4 stats for every sport that we have. And depending on the sport, like for example with baseball, the core 4 changes based on position. So in golf, it's the same core 4 across the board. We can see here we've got history, which is course history, form, which is recent form, stats, which is the relevant course statistics, and a make cut score. Now, a lot goes into how we make these scores. They're not just slapped together. We have a lot of math, our past algorithms, things that we've used for success tie into these scores. Could we throw 60 data points at you? Absolutely. But what makes us different and why we focus on keeping this simple is you don't have time to look at 60 data points per player over 144 golfers to prepare for a golf slate. You want to be able to look at a couple things and build a roster with confidence. And so we've done the work for you. We display what you need to know, and we believe these are the 4 stats that come together that determine more than anything else how successful a golfer is going to be. Again, across each sport, it's going to be a little different, and if you want, you can look in the menu at the very top, and underneath each sport, there will be a help item where you can go and see videos on a specific sport where we talk a little bit more about what goes behind those stats so you have a better idea of how they work. But the cool thing about this is you can come in here and you can decide if course history is the thing you love more than anything else. You can go ahead and decide to sort by course history, and it will redo the entire dash with the course history in mind. Now you can come in here and you can decide based purely on course history who your top picks are. Of course, you can do this for form, you can do this for course statistics, and you can do this for the likelihood they make the cut. All of these options are available to you. In addition, you can do the overall blended score. You can sort by risk, which is down here, that determines how risky a play is. Or you can even do by the popularity by clicking Vibe, and you can get all of your popular picks drawn to the top. This gives you great different options for how you can decide which plays you want and which plays you don't want. Now, you may have noticed when the page was loading, there was this thing down here called fades. Let me tell you a little bit about this. Our algorithm goes ahead and determines anybody that is in play and anybody that is not in play. The people that are not in play will automatically show up at the bottom as the fades category. Why? Because we want to determine for you a player pool to choose from. This allows you to have less people to absorb. It takes some names out of the picture so you don't have to go through all 154 golfers to decide who you want. You just go through the guys that we think are plays. Now, because a guy's a play, does that mean it's a great play? No, you're going to see some guys down here who are high-risk golfers, extreme-risk golfers, who make for long-shot contrarian tournament plays, but maybe you probably shouldn't put them in your cash games. But again, you can see which plays are which based on whether the cash is highlighted or not, whether the GPP is highlighted or not, and the color-coded risk will tell you how safe or risky a play is. The color coding on here goes from red to green, so obviously red is the worst case, orange, then yellow, then light green, and then bright green are your colors to help you distinguish this. So this is a great tool to use. Again, the goal is you get in, you can get your research done pretty quickly. You can just go one by one down these and pick the 8 or 10 or 12 golfers that you really like and build your lineups around those golfers. We give you a huge array here at the top of options for how you can decide to sort. Not only can you sort by overalls, but you can also sort by value. You can simply pick which site you want to sort by, DraftKings, FanDuel, or Fantasy Draft for the value, which salaries it's going to use. And then you can choose any of the options here, and it'll actually give you a value score for course history, or a value score for recent form, or a value score for popularity. All these tools give you a wide range of ideas of how you can decide to build your rosters. Last but not least, if for some reason you don't like the fact that we've got some of those as fades, you can go ahead and sit here and hit set all to picks, and this will basically move everybody into the picks category and let you decide from the entire field. If you made a mistake and you accidentally do that, just hit reset picks and it will go back to the original reset picks choice that you have. So this is the Dash. It's available for all of our sports. So you can come in any of our sports with our $9.99 package and experience this entire dashboard experience simply by going in and checking it out. So like I said, we cover 8 sports this way. Get in, be a part of this, and save yourself some time. Building rosters and sweating teams is the fun part. Research is not. So let this be a tool for you and use this to your advantage.